I want to find which direction this parabola opens. The first step would be to divide everything by 10. The reason is you have to get the non-squared value by itself. That would leave you with negative 1/5 y squared. Now you don't actually have to find your focus on this one, you just got to find out which direction. So the key is this right here, and the x. X means it's going to be going left to right, negative means it's going to the right side, so that's the right side of the x-axis, so that would be it's opening to the left. Okay, I said right side of the x-axis. That is actually the left side of the x-axis. Anyway, so it's opening to the left. Anyways, next one, we want this center. Hopefully you notice this is a circle. The first step, though, to find the center of the circle would be to rewrite this. And when I do that, there it is. Now you have to realize that's a plus 0. And you also have to realize that you want to probably put x then y, or else you'll probably mess up. And what you'll notice is the center is hk. So the center is simply going to be 0, 3. The opposite of x, the opposite of y. That would be your center. Next one. I want to find the vertices of this conic. Now the first thing you have to do is probably put a 1 there. And to realize a plus means this is going to be an ellipse. So we might want to sketch it, and I probably will. The first step, though, is to find the center. The center of this ellipse would be the opposite of 2, which is negative 2. The opposite of 1, which is negative 1. Once I have my center, I'm going to make a sketch. And I'm going to make a sketch to see what the vertices would be. So if I go over negative 2 and down 1, that's my center. 3 comes from the x, because the square root of 9 is 3, so I'm going to go over 3 and go over 3 again. And then I'm going to go, let's see, 1. I'm going to go up 1 and down 1. And then I have my shape. Now, to find these vertices, these ones right here are your vertices. They're the bigger values, the longer, farther away from the center. So if I just look at those, I could find them. This one's going to be, looks like negative 1, comma, sorry, let me rewrite that. This one's going to be 1 comma negative 1. That's one of them. That one looks like that one right there. And this one right here looks like it's going to be, well, it looks like if I move it over, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it'd be negative 5 comma negative 1. So negative 5 comma negative 1 and 1 comma negative 1. These are your two vertices. Now there is an easier way of doing it without graphing. Basically you have to find your a value. And what you'll calculate with doing this is you should notice your a value is going to be the bigger number. So it's going to be the plus or minus 3, the square root of 9, which is your a value. And then what you're going to do is you take your a value, and what you notice is you'll be moving it to the right and to the left. So you're going to be adding 3 to the x value. So if you take the center, sorry, that's the center. If we simply add 3 and subtract 3 to the x value, which is the negative 2, you'll get these two numbers. So watch this. Take negative 2 plus something, comma negative 1, and negative 2 minus something, comma negative 1. That something is in 3. Again, we're adding it to the x because it goes to the x value underneath the x. So this would give you negative 1 comma negative 1, which matches that. Sorry, not negative 1. I keep messing this up. Positive 1 comma negative 1. And this one would give you negative 5, negative 1, which these match those. I kind of like this method where you take your center and you take a and you add it to the value it's from and subtract it from. But do what you want. If it was co-vertices, you'd be taking the b and adding and subtract it to the y value because it came from the y value. Last problem, foci. Very similar to this one, except we got to find our foci. So first step would be probably find your center. Now be careful, this is your x value. So opposite of that's negative 1. Opposite of this is 2. That's the center. And then let's do a little sketch. For some of you, the sketch is going to make a little bit easier for you to see this. So negative 1, 1, 2. And what you'll notice here is this hyperbola is going to be going up and down. Now, I'm not even going to do the whole sketch. I'm just going to do this. Boom. It's going to look something like that. That's all I care about. Because the foci will be up here and down here. I don't really need to care about A or B or make this sketch properly. I care about C and how far C is above and below the center. So to find C, C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. So you're going to add A squared and B squared. And then what you do is square root both sides. So you can get C is equal to plus or minus the square root of 30, which is approximately, if you average it, about 5.5. Now, from there, if I want my values of my foci, that's the center. As you can tell, these two blue dots are going up and down. So this is going to be added to the y value of this. So if I take -1 and do 2 plus, let's do plus the square root of 30. That's one coordinate. And the other one would be -1, 2 minus the square root of 30. Those would be your two foci. If you want them as decimals, you just add 2 plus 5.5. This would be about 7.5. And this would be 2 minus 5.5, so this would be about 3.5, -3.5. So that would be your foci. Again, these two are your vertices and the rest of the problems. Hopefully that helped.